A reader wrote to me. He was from the UK and he just arrived in Montevideo. And he said, Karen, what the hell is going on? Wherever I go, there are all of these people in the street walking around and they're smoking a drink. So I've come to talk to Pablo, an old friend of my family, so that he can tell us all about, what is this drink that all of these Uruguayans are walking around drinking.
Yeah, definitely not smoking in this case. Mate is a traditional drink in Uruguay. It's a herbal drink, and around 85% of our population in Uruguay, adults, drink it. So it's quite big, I would say. It has a lot of complexity around like some traditional rules you have to accomplish to drink it quite well. It has a lot of names that can be a bit, difficult to understand because some of them are repeated. For example, to begin with, we have the mate in itself. The mate in itself is the whole drink, but also is just the cup. The cup is also called mate.
The mate. Okay.
The mate, and when you're drinking it, it's also when they give you to drink this thing, it's another mate.
Got it.
So first we have the mate, which is originally made from a fruit that it's dried and emptied. This is where you place the herbs. Then we have the yerba mate, which is the herbs in itself.
So the leaves, so yerba mate or yerba, yeah?
Exactly. Then we have the bombilla, which is a straw with a strainer at the end. And at last we have the thermos flask. This is where you put the hot water that's going to go in the drink, normally surrounded by stickers, which are quite important for the owner of the thermos.
Right, yeah, my husband has a picture of Messi on his. All right, will you show us how to make the mate?
Yeah, for sure.
Great, okay, because I wanted to have a Uruguayan. That's why I didn't ask my husband to do this, because he's Argentine. It's just like, we need to do the Uruguayan way, right?
Yeah, it's not the same. Not exactly the same.
All right, let's do it.
So, we need to heat some water for our drink. It doesn't have to be boiling. That's important, so that you don't burn the herbs. Just close to boiling. So, take your mate and pour the leaves, the yerba, inside it. We will go up to 3/4 or so of the mate. Then, once it's like this, we have to put a hand on top and shake it a bit so that we generate a side where there is plenty and a side where there is not so much. In the side that there is not so much, we are going to add on some room temperature water.
This is a very Uruguayan way of doing this, right?
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen my Argentine husband doing it this way.
Yeah, we can use our straw as well to have it this way so that the water comes in the leaves for the taste of it and also for it not to burn with the hot water.
So when is the water ready, would you say?
I would say that when you start to listen to the kettle doing some noises, but not the noise of the little whistle that usually every Uruguayan kettle has.
Okay, so it's just at the point where it's just about to start boiling.
Exactly.
All right.
And I think we are almost there, so let's turn it off. So we are going to fill up our flask or thermos. And now we left like 2 minutes or something like this for our leaves to be swelled with water. And now we will insert the bombilla inside the leaves. How are we going to do this? We are going to go with a vertical movement, and then we introduce it a bit underneath the
So it's kind of like diagonal.
Yeah, it's kind of diagonal.
All right.
And now we are ready to have our first mate.
Let's go for it.
We serve close to the bombilla and also in this side, in the empty, let's say, side of the mate.
Away from the little mountain.
Away from the little mountain, exactly. This little mountain is useful for you to have some dry leaves, so when it loses its flavor, you have the possibility to turn it and to put these dry leaves and have a bit more of flavor in your mate. So we are ready to pour our first mate. We pour from this side, leaving the little mountain of dry leaves.
Y ahora, se van a tomar.
Yes, please.
Está.
Is it my turn?
Yes, I would say it's my turn because this is the first mate, right? So the first mate is normally kept for the one that's serving, because it's normally the strongest one.
And if you're a newbie, maybe you wouldn't want to go for that one.
No, definitely
It's very
not.
strong.
It's very strong. Yeah. As other acquired tastes, I would say.
Fair enough. Yeah, well, I mean, how would you describe the taste of mate?
I would say that it's quite bitter, and you have to be used to hot stuff like teas and this type of things, and have them without any trouble, because you might receive a mate that is super hot.
This is not hot right now because the room temperature water you put in before, so it's agreeable, the temperature.
Yeah, completely. That happens with the first mates also.
Mate is a very social thing in Uruguay, right?
Yeah.
Well, where in general, wherever it's drunk.
Completely, yeah. It is a traditional thing to share the mate. It's quite important to not only drink it by yourself. For sure, you can drink it by yourself, but there's also this social part of it, where you share the mate with someone else, or you gather with someone just to drink mate.
Okay, so in our next video, we'll actually be looking at 5 things that you should never do in Uruguay when drinking mate, so that you don't alienate the locals.
For sure.
All right, Pablo, should we go off to the Rambla? Like everybody does.
Exactly, it's a perfect spot to drink mate.
I want you to show people how Uruguayans will carry their mate. Will you do that for me?
Yeah, for sure. Normally under the armpit, you have your thermos flask, and then you just bring the mate in one hand or in the other one. So, let's go.
I've literally even seen people riding bikes doing this. This video is possible thanks to the new yerba from Terra Verde, 100% organic. Even my Argentine husband loves it.
And they go with the straw like this, and you don't want to do that.